Hi guys, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you are a newly diagnosed patient or you are not yet really a member of Rare Diseases South Africa. So today we just wanted to give you a little bit of insight as to what we do and why it's so critical for patients to register. So first things first, before we can assist with any patient advocacy work or community engagement, connect you with other patients, it's critically important that we have firstly your consent and secondly the correct information to do so. So one of the first steps that needs to be taken to becoming a member of Rare Diseases South Africa and getting access to the necessary support is to register on our website, and that can be done at the following link: www.rarediseases.co.za. You will find a button that says join our community, and through there you can select patients, or if you are a family member, a caregiver, bereaved family, or even a healthcare professional, there are options there to register there too. But again, this is critically important because we need the necessary consent. We cannot connect any patients with other patients without that information, particularly because of the Protection of Personal Information Act, the POPI Act. So that limits us from being able to do that. But also from an advocacy perspective, it's very difficult for us to make contact with medical aids or funders, etc., without having that necessary information. So that is the first critical step. Once you have done that process, you should receive an automated response that will then respond to you and give you access to some information, our communication channels, who the appropriate people are to contact with certain queries, as well as certain information that can direct you through to our online support groups. At this point in time, we have a closed Facebook group specifically for patients. We also have one for caregivers, and this group is really a safe place for patients to connect with one another, share their stories, ask questions, etc. It is completely closed. It is not open to the public. It is not, the information that is shared there is kept within that group, and we monitor who is included in that group, and only patient members are accepted. So in order to be able to access that, you would need to register. Then following that, there are a couple of things that are benefits, which is the whole reason we encourage you to sign up in the first place. And some of these are, by doing so, you are able to access our support groups. We then can connect you with relevant disease-specific support groups if there are any of those available. You will be included on our mailing list, which will make sure that you have up-to-date information about upcoming events, the things that are taking place, how to get involved, what's happening in our community. The other critical importance is from an advocacy point of view, we are always striving to ensure that we have updated patient numbers. So when we are engaging with governments and the Department of Health or medical funders and schemes, we need to be able to give them appropriate information as to who it is that we are advocating for. And we can only do that from our membership base. So if you have a condition that is not currently covered, it's another added reason to make sure that you register as a member. But as an example, we will be in a discussion with a medical scheme regarding having a dedicated call center set up specifically for rare diseases. And they'll come back to us and say, okay, show us how many patients you have. This is all de-identified information. We don't give your names and surnames, etc., but we can say to them, on your specific medical aid, we're sitting with 350 patients, and that warrants us having a call center. If a call center agent's a dedicated person, if we only have 15 registered patients on that scheme, but we know that we have a lot more out there, it just limits our ability to really make an impact. So it's so critically important. Then in terms of being able to share your story, you will automatically, as being a member, you have the opportunity to register for our blog, etc. So you can share your story, you can sign up to be an ambassador for rare diseases, you can assist us in raising awareness, you can also share your story in the media. So we often ask for media stories, we often have media agencies, news agencies, etc., that make contact with us, asking us specifically for patients to come through and share their story. So we are able to do that with you as well. Some of the areas that we focus on are advocacy. So as a patient group, advocacy is our biggest driver at the moment. And that's really representing the voice of rare disease patients on a larger public platform. The second thing that we focus on is patient navigation, and patient navigation really entails making sure that patients are able to access the appropriate resources that they need in terms of which healthcare professionals to go to, how to access which hospitals, are there clinical centers of excellence, are they able to access guidelines, etc. And then the third thing, which I always say is the most fun, is our community engagement, and that is where we get our patients together to connect with one another, to meet and to interact. So those are some of the things that we focus on from a day-to-day basis. And then lastly, what are the benefits for us as a community, as Rare Diseases South Africa, having members on board? Is some of the additional things that are not necessarily immediately thought of is that it increases our footprint. So when you've registered with us, you provide us information with doctors, your treating healthcare professionals, auxiliary professionals, etc. By doing that, we create a connect point with those healthcare professionals, so we can continuously educate as well, educate them on up to date guidelines, medical information, resources when conferences, etc., are happening that are of any benefit to that community. We can notify them, so that's also critically important. And also, it provides us with an opportunity to improve the landscape and make sure that people remember that rare diseases exist and who we are and what we're trying to do. So it helps us really increase that awareness. So we really encourage you, please register. It is so critically important. We would love to be able to help everyone, but we are limited in terms of what we can do. So it's so critically important that you are registered as a confirmed member of Rare Diseases South Africa. And from there, we can do everything that we can to make sure that your voice is included. So please visit our website, rarediseases.co.za/patients, and make sure that you register. Thank you so much.